So, I want to take time to kind of wrap some things out, see where everyone's at in terms of the training and teaching, and want to do some adjustments for like handstands and pinches, things like that. That's what I have on my agenda, and I'd be curious to know what you have on your agenda. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Any questions you have? Any teaching?
I mean, I just have a question about
Oh, sorry.
when you're like opening the heels while I'm in the I don't like, why did you like open them? Like,
Open the heels and downward facing?
Yeah. Upward, yeah.
Okay.
Like I used to do it like this, but like you're opening.
I'll show you what you were doing. Woo!
Okay.
I'll show you what you were doing before. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Be careful with me.
You were doing that.
That was Bernadette telling me the other day.
So this is what your feet were doing. And if you can see in my body how it closes off the lower back
Yeah.
and it squishes the butt. And there's no mula bandha because mula bandha happens when you do an internal rotation. And for some people, if they take their heels outside their feet, it teaches them how to do an internal rotation. This is the same movement. Ready?
Okay.
See this?
Yeah.
That's external. That's a dancer. If you want to be a dancer, what happens? This closes here. Sorry for the butt and the face. But what happens if I do this? Didn't that get wider? Lower back gets wider. So if you internally rotate your feet, you might see people like put blocks in between their thighs in upward dog because it's a similar movement. Upward facing dog is a back bend. So the thighs want to be rolling inward. So for you, I'm trying to get you to roll your heels out so that if I roll my heels out, did you see that?
Yeah.
This starts to turn inward.
Okay.
And the more this turns in, the more I can pull up mula bandha.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah. And press through the top of your feet. Press through the top of your feet and have people open their feet a little bit wider. Just a little bit wider. Not like wide. Someone took it like to the extreme and they're like their downward dog, their feet are off the mat. You said to take your feet wide. I go, okay, that might work. What else?
I'm so excited to practice handstands.
Okay, well, we could do that. Just real quick though, your upward dog, would you do it?
Yeah.
Do what I just did. Do the old way and the new way.
Okay.
Start in the old way.
So the old way.
Okay, now where do you feel it?
Okay, now in my wrist because I'm not. Okay, where do I feel it? Yeah, in my back.
Okay. In the lower back, upper back, mid back?
Lower back.
Lower back, okay.
Yeah.
One more time. Okay, now roll your feet the other way. Where is it now?
Like I still feel it, but it's not that like. Now I feel it more here
Great,
instead of here.
okay. So you could pull in your Uddiyana Bandha for that one.
Okay.
A lot of people in upward facing dog, it's like a,
Now I feel it. Yeah.
okay.
So much better.
It's like a dump in the lower back. We do that in handstands. That's why it's actually a great segue. Because upward facing and downward facing are really, and for me the whole sun salutation is all about handstand. Downward facing, all of that. They're all like prep to handstand.
Okay.
Yeah? Does everybody feel comfortable in their sun salutes? You got some really good stuff here you can take out in the world and, okay. Great. So,
You're just so happy.
she's splissed out.
There's
Tell us.
So
We can take
when
it.
I studied in India, we did a different style. Our low lunge sort of thing, like
Yeah.
so differently. I feel like a complete practitioner instead of just like so many gaps. Like if you had a pie, I had like so many pieces.
Okay.
They didn't make it full.
Yeah.
I feel much better.
I feel full.
Yeah, you're like, do you know your sun salutation? Well, yeah, now I do. Thanks.
Good. Well, I'm glad. This is why we did 300 this way.
So cool.
This is why we did it. You're a living example. And it's perfect. And you too. This is why we did 300 this way, because people were coming from just different systems. And you got something there that was valuable. And this is just different. It's just a different thing. And that's why these two could come right in. And it was like, it wasn't, we didn't skip a beat, did we? Was that cool? Because they had the foundation in their 200-hour training.
I have a question.
See?
For Surya Mascara B.
Mhm.
I've seen the way Dani does it, and I try it and I love it. So, what do you feel? What do you think about
The hand business?
The one hand going
Yeah.
back like this thing,
Yeah.
and after the chaturanga movement.
Who do you think taught Danny how to do that?
I really like the movement. It's feel like, for me, I'm conscious. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love how you do like.
That's so funny, right? You guys, you wouldn't even know. Danny was his practice was really different. He was like very Ashtanga-y, you know. But I want to show you something. That's a Larry move, okay? That's a Larry move. How come I haven't been using that one? What?
You want the mat?
No, that's okay. I just tucked it in, so. Okay. All right, let's say I did Utkatasana. You're talking about in the warriors, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in downward facing. This is like what you're going to teach beginners. See how, look at this hand, right? When I put this, see my hips? Not so much.
Yeah.
Watch what happens here. I can step so much further up when I move my hand out of the way. So it's the same thing, like even if you don't lift your hand all the way up, you're starting that. And so it's like opposite on the way down. And then look at all of this today. Now look at all of this weight. This is why your arms got so strong. Look. Woo!
That's the answer. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't have to lift weights. I'm using my own body weight. Right? Same thing. If I come up this way, then this arm comes up first. Cool, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more graceful than that. I kind of fell on this other side, but yeah. Teach people how to do that, because they're going to get really strong and it faster. They're going to get stronger faster because they started, literally lifting weights in sun salutes. First sun salutation, and then I usually like to refrain from touching anyone in like the first or second sun salutation. Like in downward dog, just let people get like in their thing. But then start adding maybe some double dips, like second or third B salute. Those can be really fun too. So like, for example, I inhale, I come up to upward facing, then I go back to push up, then I press to downward dog. And you start doing that in between. So it's an exhale down, an inhale up, exhale back, press. Like you asked me earlier in the training, like, how do you know you're advancing? And I think I told you that.
How did it work?
How do you know when you're getting better?
Oh.
I said double dip chaturangas through a whole rocket 3.
That's gonna be hard.
The work to that though. Like you're gonna get super strong up here. In your morning practice, 6 days a week, okay, maybe Wednesday and Friday, you might pick it up a little bit. Not every chaturanga. Maybe you skip some, but you add a couple extras. And you can drop your knees. Now that your hands and feet are lined up, you can take that. If your hands and feet are misaligned, then I wouldn't recommend that, right? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, do it that way. Show us.
So you approve.
Show us, absolutely. Yeah, we want to see. Watch her arms. Exhale down. tailbone under. Good. Let me see. Chaturanga. Tailbone, other way. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
She had 0 triceps in November. Now she has them. Good. That, yes. Look at it work. Look at it work. Look at it work. Look at those two. They're so cute. Look at them. They're coming. Let's see it. Look. See it? Did you see it work?
Yeah.
And look how she fixed her pelvis up too. Awesome, right? It's yoga. Women are strong. Don't mess with us. We're not to be messed with. You tell people, don't mess with me. I'm It's Yoga. You know, I already did like 17 double dip push-ups. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? I've already done 7 handstands. So like, who's gonna mess with you today? You know what I mean? Unless you let them. I mean, I did my MDR. I did 142 movements in 16 minutes before I even drank my coffee. You go into the office with that energy, it's like, right? Nice, sister, yeah. I tell the girls, I go, look at that. You want that. It's good, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not bulky. We're not bulky women. We're not, you know, but we're strong. We might not look even, you might not even notice it until we bust out a handstand Ashtavakrasana and you're like,
We say fibrosas.
Fibrosa?
Fibrosas.
When Randy was in a handstand at the beach the other night, he was really strong.
Yeah.
Shoulders back, really
Yeah, you're
strong.
super strong.
Super strong.
Yeah.
Ashtanga.
Stronger.
It's yoga.
And even like, you know, the definition in the arms and
Yeah.
shoulders,
Yeah. You have a strong body and we need to like,
badass, man.
yeah, be badass. Be badass. Be happy about that. I remember I had a really hard time getting, you know, having babies because I was like, oh, jeez, this is hard. 'Cause my body, I was so used to having a really, you know, fit, strong body. Next thing I knew, I was huge. It's a good time to know you're not your body. You know? Tell me.
I have a question about the timing of classes. I think it's in the books somewhere, but the modified classes are 60 minutes,
Yeah.
and then the rocket 1, 2, and 3, are they all the same amount of time?
Rocket 1 and 2 are about 75 minutes. Larry would always say that the Rocket 2 is 66 poses in 75 minutes. He liked numbers. I don't really know if it's 66 poses, so don't go counting, and does Vinyasa count? I don't know. Just you can use that. Who cares? No one's going to count.
We really flew through that this morning.
I flew through it this morning. But today was Wednesday. So on a Wednesday, you know, it's midweek. It's like you can move a little faster and
And then the full primary is like an hour and a half.
it's about 90 minutes. I can do it in 75. Danny can't. It's hard. It's a lot. But I can, you know, you're not going to stay for 5 to 8 breaths in 72 poses.
Modified primary is how long?
60 minutes. So Rocket 1, 75 minutes. And if you find that like your timing is getting funky and you can't get through 5 A's and 5 B's, do 3 and 3. That's okay.
And for beginners,
Modified rocket 1 is 60.
Yeah.
another question.
Mhm.
Rocket 2 is 90. No,
This
we
is
did-
a
we did rocket 2.
more like a concept question, just because I'm interested in it and I like the idea of it. Can you explain a little bit more, or maybe just re-explain what you've already explained about the vertical and the horizontal? I like this idea because,
Yeah.
like for me, what I think I've understood of this is that the vertical is, you know, your spiritual side, your you, and then the horizontal is the material world and all of these things out here. And then you can relate that to the practice. Like everybody wants to get vertical, everybody wants to do inversions.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
Just more about it.
Okay. Where it comes from? Well, it's a spiritual concept. I learned about it through Marianne Williamson, and it really resonated with me because I've often thought about that. Like in the rocket, we're in handstands. Like that's a very vertical position. I'm really into portaling, like, having a portal, like opening up consciousness. And I always felt like really comfortable in the spiritual places and love and happiness and all those things. But materially, in this dimension, that was always harder for me. So when she explained it as finding the intersection between the vertical and the horizontal, that if the vertical is in place, it will take care of the horizontal. But a lot of us operate on the horizontal. Like, you could think horizontal between the ears, like that space, like I'm in here. But when we have a relationship to the vertical first, and that's a healthy relationship and a clear and open relationship, when we intersect with the horizontal, with the material world, it's a more centered experience. And all of the symbolism in the ancient religions, like in Judaism with the Star of David and with Jesus on the cross, like there's an intersection of that. So there's an integration of the spirit into this dimension. But that dimension is actually real. And when we learn to identify with that dimension, this dimension tends to be more comfortable. When you know you're not at home here, like you're just visiting, we're less attached to our homes. We're less attached to our material possessions. But if you are identified with the material plane, it is much harder to have a vertical experience, isn't it? Because we can't let go of what we think is real, because we're so invested in the horizontal. So she doesn't explain it that deeply, but when she said it, that's how I interpreted it. I was like, that makes perfect sense to me. So I'm glad that it resonated with you.
That's something that resonated with me.
Yeah. Well, it's Larry too, Sarah, because Larry's whole thing was like when he told that woman, you'll never be happy if you go around judging everybody, that I realized in that moment that this man was speaking the truth. And I thought he was really brave. He was so brave. He was just like, look, if you don't heal your relationship to the Creator, the God of your understanding, however you define it, you'll never find happiness. And that was really powerful. And what brought you even back to the circle was like, that. Because on the material plane, you can have it. You can have the money. You can have the physical practice. You are a spiritual being, though. And to the extent that you identify with that first, that will inform this. It will inform, like it will take shape in a different way. And you will be less invested in this for happiness and peace, and because it can't offer that because it doesn't have it. It's like, how many times did you think when you got the car or the job or the house or the clothes or this, you would be happy? And you probably were for about 15 minutes. And then it wore off, because that's not, your soul is yearning for a deeper experience of itself. And that happens with the intersection. Because the opposite would be, it's like, so floaty. But like, you still have to pay your taxes, you still have a job, you've got a car, you have responsibilities. And that if we infuse that with information from the vertical, it makes a lot more sense. It's not that you don't want to pay your debts or your credit, but you're like, look, you're not going to get yourself off, like the Brits say, your knickers in a, what do they say? Your knickers in a bundle? Something like that. You're not going to get all like wrapped up around it. You're honest. You're less invested. Your investment is in heaven. That's in the Bible somewhere. Like, where is your treasure? If your treasure is there, you're good to go. Comments? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's better. I just wanted to more fully understand, see if it was something that I was really understanding, and I like it a lot.
Well, and when you see a handstand, what you're really seeing is this like defiance, if you will, of gravity, of the natural way of things. unless you have a spiritual practice that pushes back up, you're going down. That's nature. Isn't it? I mean, what is going to happen to my arm if I stop doing double dip chaturangas? It's going to sag. Right? That's what's going to. So what's going to happen to my mind if I don't constantly teach it to identify with only love? It's going to go down and identify with the material plane. That's just nature. So those power poses are really amazing because there is that residing in that intersection in the physical dimension, in a spiritual reality. And you've felt it, haven't you? And Larry would say there's no greater feeling than a handstand in the middle of the room. He loved handstands. He was all about handstands. He loved people to get upside down. So we want you to get upside down. We also want you to be safe and know what's your intention. Your intention is freedom and happiness and intersection. It's not like, hey, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the best yogi you ever saw? Even though that happens, that's a benefit of it. Your arms are going to look great, right? That's a benefit. You're going to have nice definition in your abdominals. All of those are the benefits of the practice, but they're not necessarily like the goal of the practice. You're training your physical body too, so that it can do spirit's work. It's a different thing than just having a strong body so that, you know, if you're doing the asanas and the handstands and you're assisting others, it's just reminding them of that's the purpose. Like, yeah, linger in the space upside down. All right? So in terms of assisting inversions, I wanted to show you guys a few things. Like, I thought maybe I could use this wall a little bit. And we can assist each other with handstands, because I think it's really important that you feel confident before you start teaching people how to do handstands. So until you really, I'm not saying you have to hold a handstand for 10 breaths in the middle of the room, although I do recommend that. Like if you gave yourself a 90-day goal, SMART goal, let me see if I can get to 5 breaths at a 4/4 tempo in the middle of the room. This is how you start talking to yourself, because you have nothing better to do. You're at work, you're hauling your stuff, and you're like, yeah, tomorrow morning I'm going to do 4/4 tempo for 3 breaths and see if I, 4/4 tempo. I'm going to put my earplugs in.
With the wall?
If you want the wall, yeah. I'm going to show you how to do the wall a little bit. Why don't you guys come over here for a minute? Yeah, 10 breaths at a 4/4 tempo. That's the goal. Well, he's going to start with 5. I just want to see if in 90 days he can do 5, because I think 90 days. You 10. Yeah, but, you know, you 5. You 5. Let's hope when she's 55, she can do it for 5 breaths.
Nice.
Right? So come on, you guys. I want to show you a couple things just in terms of handstands at the wall, because most of the places you'll be teaching, you'll have walls. Fingers crossed. Because the wall's a great teacher, all right? So I like to, you know, when I set up the room, I would usually have people face off, and then when they turned around, the wall was right behind them. So that will help you keep the flow, too, of the rocket going. It's not like, okay, everyone, now we're going to do handstands. There's no time for that. It's just handstand, turn to the wall, go. All right? So we spent a lot of time in chaturanga, didn't we? And we're even still talking about it 10 days in, because it's essentially the same thing. Thank you. Handstand and chaturanga hands are the same. So any misalignment in your hands in a handstand is the same misalignment you'll likely have in the chaturanga, vice versa. So you want to make sure that your hands are spot on. Thank you. I was willing to just go. So whether you have your lines or not, I just want you to see your hands now in a different way, okay? So I've got my hands about a foot behind. And we start with shoulders here, right? So I'm going to inhale and put my feet up on this wall. See, my pelvis is really turned under? That's not a good thing, right? So I'm going to put my feet flat on this wall and press into it. Did you see it?
Yep.
And then once I line up my pelvis, I can start to like feel that out. Does that make sense? So when you put people's feet up on the wall or your own, I want everybody to give this a try. curve your back. The one thing that everybody gets confused in is when they get upside down, what the heck is my pelvis doing? And for most people, they're dumping into their lower back, just like they're doing in the upward dog. So when you put your feet up here, when you push your feet in, I want you to find that place where, like, remember the first day when we talked about samastitihi? That your pelvis was neutral and that your bottom ribs were facing the front of your pelvis? And we talked about being on your San Francisco twinkle toes? It's the same thing in a handstand. See how it all kind of came together? So cool. Why don't you start us off, would you? If you ate a big something, just skip it for now, but let me get on this side. So start with your shoulders, okay? Inhale. Good, so you can bend your knees. Okay. Yeah. So once she learns how to find this spot upside down, she's golden. Yes. Yes. And I can hear her breathing, so I'm really happy about that. And then exhale. Did you see how when she came down? Nice. Her pelvis was still over her shoulders. Her whole body didn't come down. That's what we want to work on with you too. Right? It's a stacking. It's like Legos. Who's next?
That's how I learned headstands is stack.
Right. Okay. All right, now bend your knees. Okay, and find your pelvis up here. See how he curved? And he couldn't hold himself up because gravity, he's got to find the sweet spot with gravity. Bend your knees. Good, and press into this wall a little bit. Yes, yes. You find it? And take one leg up. Yeah, just play a little bit. Yes, wow. Wow. And then you can bend your knees again if you miss it, and you can linger in that space. Wow, Dave, dude. Look at our Marine, you guys.
He did a handstand yesterday.
Yeah, but that one looked really easy.
Time don't play.
Say what? He wants to do it again.
Time don't pay.
Okay. Yes, it does. Inhale.
Not as well as politics.
Inhale. Inhale. So the wall's going to be a great friend to you guys. And even if you can do it sometimes in the middle of the room, bend your knees. Bend your knees a little. And just keep your toes on here and really keep pulling your bandhas. Keep playing with that spot. You can keep one toe down. Like, get comfortable with your legs, yeah. And moving your legs upside down. Keep pressing up. Yeah, keep pressing up. And then he goes down. Good. Nice one.
First one was better.
But did you feel, well, because you were tired.
Yeah.
Did you feel this, though? How that can help you find your pelvis? And to know if you're curving, you're next.
I like kind of need a little bit, too much, but that's okay.
It's your middle finger to face forward a little bit more. Okay. Inhale. Okay, so this is going to be a good tool for her. Move your feet up a little bit more. Now press into the wall. Press your feet. Press. More. 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 See how it's straightening her out?
Yeah.
Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Because sometimes those with bendy backs have a harder time finding a longer spine. So this is going to be a great tool. Keep pressing. Yeah. Keep pressing down with your arms. Yes.
There you go.
It's coming. Come and keep pulling this in. Good. Exhale. That's enough for now. Really good. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
You felt your
It's like,
food?
it's like unnatural for me.
Yeah.
It's good.
So now it's a different way. Because you've learned your. I'm going to show you a picture.
Well, it's good for me. I have where I'm in my gym. I have a mirror that I can use to see sideways. You know, there's a mirror right there,
Good. Just careful of too much tweaking in the neck, okay?
so I can see what I'm doing.
I feel like I'm finally, like, after how long, like, really understanding Uddiyana Bandha.
Yeah.
Finally. There's
It's not.
decades.
It's not the best angle, but can you see this?
Yeah, no, I know I curve in my back.
It's a great
I know
handstand.
that. I know that.
It's a great handstand. But when you're upside down, it's like, how am I going to figure out how to move from here? Because this is handstand curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
to here. What has got to happen for that to happen is to keep pulling this up and pressing away. And all you're doing is doing that upside down. It's like the vision you had in Shavasana when the wall or
Yeah.
that brought you up. It's kind of the same thing for you. It's kind of the same thing for you. This is like the refining, right? The refining of your inversions. Everybody wants, I've been doing handstands for 15 years. And I love handstands, but they're safe. They're safe. And when it's time for me to go down, I go down. And I took some time off while I was out to here. Yes. Yeah, like that. Like walking around. Like I'm walking down the street with Larry, and I'm like, my back hurts. And he goes, what did you say? I said, my back hurts. He goes, Uddiyana Bandha. I go, oh. I said, we were just walking down the street. He goes, you think you don't have to do your bandhas walking down the street? What's wrong with you? Pull your navel in. I go, pull your navel in, pull your navel in all day long. You're standing at the grocery store. The lady in front of you is taking forever. You're like, Uddiyana Bandha. What are you doing? Practicing handstands. Right? You're constantly involved with this thing. It's a relationship. It's the most important relationship you have, so you want to be with the person you love the most, right? You know? Or you could be like this. I have yoga in 5 minutes. Wouldn't that be funny? I'm late for yoga.
You're gonna ruin it.
You're ruining my yoga class. It's like, who's you? Me. I'm ruining my own yoga class because it's happening right now. And I messed it up. I missed the whole thing. Yeah? Who's next? We'll give her a few minutes. She ate a burger. You go. You go. She had a burger for lunch.
In the fish tacos restaurant, the right over you.
Good. Put your knees on the... Yes. Today night. See this, girls? You feel lined up? And then she starts lifting one up, and she's like, oh, where does my leg go now that my pelvis? Once you get your pelvis, then you can start to play with, like, where do these guys go now? In space. Great. Yes. Beautiful. Woo! Yay, handstands. They're so fun. Yeah? And you probably, if you're doing this anytime during your day, it's not good. Oh, just even just like that, like it doesn't feel right in my back. It doesn't feel right in your back. If it doesn't feel right, it needs an adjustment. This guy learned how to press up, Danny. Did you know that he's pressing up from Ekapada to handstand? Good. Nuh-uh, Alex. That was awesome. Did you see him? Alex, beautiful. Good. Good. Nice. Because he can muscle it, right? Yeah, and this is such a great tool. I mean, it's a bathroom, but you feel it? Yeah, keep pressing out.
Very nice.
Nice, Alex. Nice. Yes. Double, look at his face. Double high fives. Did you see him come down too?
Yeah, nice.
He had to pull this way up and in. All this had to go.
That's core, right? That's a lot of core strength. When you can come down like that. Tremendous core strength.
Uddiyana Bandha, like all the way. And exhaling. Enjoy you exhale.
It's a big pull. Yeah, it's a big pull in the bandhas.
Lifting up. Uddiyana
Lifting,
Bandha is lifting
lifting it
up.
back
All the
and up. And then when you let it go, you let it go down and out. We learned that from Krishnamacharya's grandson, Kaustub. We did some crazy Banda stuff with him. Oh my gosh. This is nothing compared to what that guy was pulling out. I thought I was going to throw up. I mean, it was just like, he was like, we are taking out the black holes of emotions in your body. I was like, you certainly are, brother. Careful with Uddiyana Bandha. I was like, yeah, be careful with that. Wasn't it deep, Danny? It was like, he was talking about the black holes. I was like, and when you pull Uddiyana Bandha in, how, you know, you have to be careful of the psychological impact that can have in your life. It's like, yeah, they're not, he goes, this is the era of Barbie doll yoga. This is what he called it.
Who is this?
Krishnamacharya's grandson.
Oh, really?
He's really doing amazing work. His name is Kaustub.
Barbie doll yoga.
Well, you know, the clothes, just the Barbie doll, like no one's talking about Uddiyana Bandha and the
Talking
emotional.
about their tiny waists.
Well, that too, you know. It's just like it's like these people do yoga, and like his belly's out to here. He's like a short, round man. Guy's got some serious yoga knowledge. You know, it's like play. Yoga's for play. It is play, but it's also, you know, all the stuff we've been talking about. Let's see, lady. Good. See how she lost it there, and some of you guys do that when now with your the wall you like let go of your. Stay with it. Good. Stay. Bend your knees, and just to work that first. Press into it. Yes. Do you find your pelvis? Good. One at a time. Now, you see that I'm adjusting you guys in what's called the bikini area, and we don't generally do that with people off the streets, okay? You guys are in a training, it's a little bit different. We have, you know.
What would you do verbally? Say,
So I'm going to show you some ways to adjust. You know, pull your navel in. Pull your navel in. More. Pull in. You saw how much more. Pull your, again, more.
because that's going to force it to whatever adjustment you want to make just by saying pull your navel in.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I can't anymore, so I got to move my hips, like psychologically.
Yeah.
If ultimately that's what you want them to do.
Yeah.
You just continue to say pull your navel more.
Pull your navel in, yeah. A little bit higher, a little bit more.
You know, they'll shift the hips.
Yeah. So like if I'm going to adjust a handstand, so let's take Stephanie into the middle of the room here. Yeah? Can we have this mat? Can we bring the mat? So let's say, you know, now she's practicing in the middle of the room and I'm leading the class. Yeah, however. Which way you want to go?
Here.
Okay, so face this way. It's a little bit easier. So I know that my side, when I'm adjusting, I feel more comfortable on the student's left side. I don't know why, but you'll figure it out as you go. Is that true? Hold on a second. I just got turned around. Yeah, do a handstand. Hold on.
That's my right side.
Yeah, I'm better over here. Sorry. I had a moment. So I like to stay to the side, and so now I'm the wall, okay? So my arm was here, and now I'm adjusting from here. I'm touching your mid-leg. I might use a finger and say like just point here, but it depends on how well you know your student or the person you're working with. Good. In terms of her movement, okay? Let me show you one more. So you've already told her she's got 3 kicks, right? Do you see my legs? One in front, one on the other. So I'm going to catch her if she, you know, if she over kicks it. And I've just kind of guided her other leg up. Did you see? And now I'm just kind of, you know, Larry would he liked to do that, but I, you know, exhale. If she needs to come down, she can come down. He would kind of. But you know, if she needed to go down, she was going to go down. Because sometimes people get a little scared up there. Have you ever worked with someone who? Yeah, I'm kind of like, want to try one more time? Yeah. But I could feel that she was going down. I'm not going to hold her there. It's her handstand, right? I'm just a guide. And then she overpushed. You see, I have to really use my body there. See, my arms are working. But I'm kind of just, sometimes I might put hand here and say squeeze here. This is Bandha. Like if I put my hand here, not too low. Good. And that's going to teach her how to use her Mula Bandha. And then exhale, slowly go down. Nice work. Nice work. Yeah? Wasn't that a great handstand? She's strong, huh? She just showed up to the scene a few months ago. They come off the streets this way now. Enlightened. They're like, hi, I'm here for Tira. I'm like, thank God. I had to go through so many shenanigans for you to come back. You know, so many like crazy people. Woo, woo. Who wants an adjustment in a handstand? Yeah?
You really have to ask that.
I'm ready. But listen, I wouldn't recommend, you know, until you're really nailing the handstand really good to take someone, he's a lot bigger than me, right? So you've got to be really conscious of your body size with the person that you're adjusting. And if you're not comfortable, it's totally fine for you to say, well, you know what, I'd be more comfortable with you at the wall. And if, you know, and own it. Like, my body, your body, it's just, you know.
If he overkicks, it's hard to help save that. And
Yeah.
then you feel responsible if they fall.
Yeah, and likely you'll go into fear the minute that starts to happen. You know, I won't. But you just started, so yeah, you might. And I'm pretty, you know, I've been on my hands for a while, so I know. Good. And you know, you could do a little 2-finger action in his ribs if you want. Good, keep pressing away, that's really good. That's really good. See my legs? See my legs? Super strong. And I'm to the side. And if he's going down, he's going this way. Exhale slow. This is great. Exhale. Beautiful. Light. Yeah, Dave. Jeez, dude, you said you were going to do it and you did it.
I feel a lot of pressure in my back. Is my back arching too much?
It didn't look that way, but if you feel the pressure, you've also been really quite physical.
Yeah, all right. Just curious.
Have you felt it there before?
No, but I don't think I held it. I think yesterday I was just kind of so in the moment that I really didn't feel much of anything other than everything, you know, all cylinders clicking. You know. So, but that's about how long I held it yesterday, right?
Yeah. It was
A deep breath.
Great.
long.
What was your tempo?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the consciousness you're coming to, though. When you come back and you go, yeah, 4/4 tempo, 5 breaths, 4 handstands every Wednesday, 90 days. And you like journaled about those practices. Like today. Yeah. Same with Pincha. Pincha is very similar.
Pincha I held today for quite a long time, a number of times.
Good. It held you.
Yes.
It held you. Let the vertical lift you up.
I think that was the stack,
Yeah.
because everybody keeps saying, like even Danny kept saying, walk your feet closer, walk your feet closer. And you said it, right? Did you, Randy, yesterday, a couple times, walk your feet closer. So when I did that, I got them as close as I could before I went up, before I kicked up. And everything stacked so that
Yeah.
once I went up, once I kicked up, it just kind of lined right up, you know, like stacked straight up.
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
just gotta get that enhanced thing.
It's going to hold you up. It's coming. It's there. Do you guys want to adjust each other a little bit? You know, you might have heard, you know, adjust from behind. And I would say it's your call, but I just always felt more, I've been kicked in the face a few times, so I'm more comfortable on the side with, and I know my own body strength. So I know that I can, for the most part, all of you guys, I can hold. Like Bernadette, I told her, I can't lift you up. I just can't lift you up. But I can stand here, and if that gives you confidence to start learning, then that's cool. But just know what you can and cannot do. And it's not your job to lift everybody up to a handstand, it's their job. So why don't you guys hook up a little bit and adjust each other? Get a little practice here, yeah?
You go,
You
David.
want to do handstand first? Or you want to adjust?
Should we do it in my mat?
This
Yeah,
is good. I
yeah.
need that.
Because I won't use mine that way.
Need practice.
Is anyone already doing this, like adjusting handstands? Teaching handstands?
I teach handstands, but I'm not
I taught them next to the
You're not
wall.
adjusting quite yet?
no,
Okay.
the wall, and I talk people into it.
Okay.
I only do it when
Once I
people
have-
already like go up, so I'll just be like there. But
You feel okay there?
yeah.
Great.
You're
Yeah.
small.
Once I have it, I'll start off with my nephews.
Great.
You feel better in this side?
Great.
I don't know.
But teach them the sequence rather than just handstands. Because that's part of it,
That's
like,
what I want them to practice. Jake and Jordan will, and then through them, the rest of them kind of will follow.
yeah,
The
like,
idea is to have them
good.
practice.
You got it. Yeah, get him a couple, so this is good. Yeah,
Okay.
good. And so then he's working it, and you can give any verbal cues, and when he wants to go down, he goes down.
Very nice. You are so strong.
Good, Randy.
Wow.
Beautiful stuff. See, and that was great. There it is. That's great. Just like that verbal.
You're like super straight when you go up. You have I'm used
Disengage.
Normally I just go down,
When
but you make me feel
this
like,
thing
no,
when
no, no,
open
with
it,
the face,
happens
yeah,
sometimes.
with the face, yeah.
The more you're thinking on the nirvana, the
I think
more
the hardest part is putting my hands.
Well, you did.
Thank you.
so
All your
I
hands
used
there.
You wanna
I
try
used
the
to
other
focus
side, right?
mostly on
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll stay with you.
Turn out.
I'll stay with you.
As soon as I do this, I turn this to flatten this, like that. That was for you.
Oh, nice.
Tuck this under, pull this in.
This is incorrect. You know, my balance would be
Yes,
off.
This
exactly.
side's harder for me.
I would just stay on the side that's easy for you.
Flatten
That's what I
that.
was saying.
This more, because when the little fingers are,
Squeeze around the face. Good.
and then I come up, you know, I stack. Shoulder.
Good, Randy.
Yeah, exactly.
I want you to do it.
See,
Hinge from here down.
good. I always felt more comfortable, like even do a downward dog. Like even in a downward dog adjustment, and so it's similar to a downward dog adjustment. I always felt easier with one, like it was easier
That's
for
how
me.
I adjust down dog.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one in front of the other. So for me, it's pretty much the same in the handstand.
Just push your
Oh,
like-
you know, you're right.
Like,
One foot.
I just have this
Like a
one
lunge.
foot in front, so it's yeah. I'm kind of lunging here, right?
Okay.
And I would be. So go ahead up to a handstand.
Cool.
Like similarly in the same position.
You had it there. Nice.
Okay.
And then I can kind of, I've got this back leg like, in case it goes,
Feel it.
But when you
and this one can stay bent. Does that make sense? Like
makes a lot of
you're
sense.
anchored, like, you know,
Where you want.
yeah.
exactly.
Try it.
Pushed into it.
Can you have one more in you? Okay.
I'm gonna go this side. Okay.
And the side that you do good on, just do good on that. Just,
Okay. I didn't know which one I liked
Yeah.
better.
oh, okay, good.
Now I know.
Straighten this arm. Let this one go down so she doesn't take you. Good. And then you can use it to help the other leg up. Good. There. There. Better with the legs. Good. And then exhale down.
That's how I am now.
Good. That was.
You can take child's.
I don't even care.
We just made her do like 15 handstands.
You just go to the wall.
Walk out of here.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know the wall is there.
Okay.
I didn't want to learn this way.
All right. You grab her. After this, we'll do Prasarita handstands.
You're
Okay.
very strong though. I didn't have to work that hard.
Good.
I'm
Have her.
kicking with my right leg.
Have her go for her shoulders over her wrists first. Yeah. Good. And now she can go.
From here, kick it?
Yeah.
There, okay.
Walk your feet.
You already.
Walk your feet forward. Good. Now go up.
Nice. I felt it
Yes.
for a second, like no. Like
See
no
her
way.
curving? Yes, Randy!
Perfect, perfect line.
Do this arm here, this one down. So if she wants to go, but that she can't go this way. Okay. So just so you know, the rule is that she's not. We're not allowing anyone to go into back bends. The arm that's up is to prevent the back bend. The drop. That's not okay. But this arm comes up and down. So if she needs to go down, she gets to go down.
That's what I was trying. Oh, okay. Because I had my hand. I had
Not
my
on the
hand
inside.
behind her, so that when she came down, I didn't have it in front of her in case she came over this way. So you're saying I should keep my hand in front so that she doesn't come into her back.
Watch. Yeah. Like I'm behind her. Like if she's doing a handstand here, this is my position.
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah.
My back leg is anchored, my arm, she's not going into a back bend as long as I'm standing here. I'm the wall.
I'm like in plants.
So she could come down on her own. That's
She's
okay.
going down this way. She's not going down that way. But this arm can help guide a leg. It can give an adjustment. But if she needs to go down, I need to move it out of the way.
But I need to keep that on there
Yeah.
so that she doesn't
Yeah.
go into back.
Beautiful, Alex.
Right?
Yeah. Now, she's pretty solid in a handstand. But again, my recommend would be that this back leg is anchored for him, and the front leg in case she was wobbly, because you're acting as a wall, and so you gotta this back leg. It's like would you do downward dog? I just showed these
I
girls
mean
this.
this one, this leg front.
Yeah, do a downward dog. Let me show you. This is a downward dog adjustment, right? Is that a downward dog?
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is a handstand adjustment. It's pretty much the same position.
Okay, got it.
Did you see that? Go ahead.
Oh,
Dad.
I got it. Okay.
So like if I'm working with someone that maybe is not so solid in a handstand and she falls back, like I'm like strong.
you
I
have
am
to
the
support
wall.
her.
You are the wall when you're next to somebody. So you're like she's not gonna drop into a back bend as long as you're here, and you got your bond is in. You're not like, well, I hope she gets it. No, it's like, you know.
I hope she doesn't fall.
I hope she doesn't fall on my face. No, like you got to have a lot of confidence when you take somebody up. Like you've got your bond is in. One more. So I'm going to help her come up. But look at my back leg. This leg is going to stay bent. Especially if I'm working with someone who's bigger than me. I've really got to work this back. Now that I know she's somewhat good, I can
Then you could
at ease, gentlemen, at ease a little bit more.
Wow.
Right? At ease.
catch in the lingo, huh?
I am. But she's not going back. If she were to lose her shit, she's not going back. She's going the way she came.
Stars
Good.
going, kissing.
Good. Right? Fun, huh? I really want to make sure that gets in your brains. If people come up, they're going back the same way they came.
Same way.
We're not going to let them go into back bends as long as you're standing there. And that's why we take most beginners to the wall. Because
So they can't.
when you keep falling into back bend, you know, it's just,
Becomes an option.
yeah. Then we had one trainer who just kept doing it. And I said, I just don't want you to do it anymore. Just don't stop it. Just stop it. She was like, she has this like wobbly spine. She just like couldn't help it. And I was like, Bondas, sister Bondas, go back to the wall then. Just because you can hold it, just because you can eat a 12-inch sub or drink a whole bottle of wine doesn't mean it's a good idea. Same thing with the handstands. Just because you can hold the handstand, and this is your work now. Now, Randy, when I see you in a couple months, you're going to be like, your handstands, your bandas, because you're practicing them throughout the day. All right? Now, Prosarita handstand, after I just said all of that, is a little bit different. Okay. So, where are we going to go? Let's come back to this mat. Who's working on this pose right now?
I am. But I
Couple
can't-
of you?
I can't.
Well, let's do you first and then you. Let's give her a break. So,
You've helped me up a couple times.
let me show you. Now, I know he's pretty strong. Face me.
I know,
Face
but
me in Prosarita.
I just want to get there.
Okay.
All right? I just like to.
Oh. I can hang with that. So he's going to reach up. And he's going to come back down. All right, now the first thing with the Prosarita handstand, in this case I am behind him, so I got to trust this guy. And I got to trust myself. So this is not just for anybody. This is somebody has to earn this adjustment from you. Okay? And we've been working a lot with his arms, and I really like the position of his arms. Do you see his hands?
Yeah.
And his arms, and he's using this line, which is fantastic, so I know he's in this line. Now, he's going to bend his knees, and he's going to keep his arms straight, and I'm going to see the same position, right? Okay? And I'm going to catch him. He's going to give a little hop, and I'm going to catch his pelvis.
Wow.
And I kind of put my knee in his elbow a little bit, or in his shoulder. I don't know if you saw that. And then slowly exhale and come back down. Good.
Nice job.
David.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Fun, right?
That's next.
That's so cool.
After I get the other one,
Yeah.
then I'm going to
So-
do an Alex and come out of it from Picasso.
And press. Start pressing. Yeah, so it's like
Pull this left.
he's leaning into it, right? You know, a lot of people can press from here. Alex, you go next from here. But like for us gals, you know, a little hop like that, that's kind of fun, right? So you can practice those, whether you hit him or not. Like did you see how I went up and landed pretty light though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some days I'm just not feeling like it's appropriate to go all the way up, but I still want to keep that movement and get a little arm strength. So,
I try and bounce up now. With it,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to get height.
yeah, just get a little light.
doing that.
Ooh, get a little lightness happening. Hold on, Alex. Hold
And
on.
I'm definitely getting higher because of that.
Good.
You know, I'm leaping higher than I was before when I'm moving slower.
Beautiful. Hands a little wider.
There?
Less. There. Straighten your arms. Nice, right? Right, huh?
It makes it look easy.
Good. And then open up. It wasn't always easy for him. Look. And I'm just holding here. Go ahead down. This is all banda.
Look at that hip hinge. Perfect hip hinge.
Arms.
Good.
Cool. How do you?
He's like, I never thought this was going to happen. Did you?
Yeah.
You knew it was, though, didn't you?
Oh, not like this.
Not like this.
Not like here.
That way rolls, his spine stays straight.
Feels
but his
great,
hip
right?
just kind of
Woo!
Yeah.
right down. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, it was off the mat. It's off the
You
mat.
have that. You have that.
That's why he gets to do that.
I'll try it.
So beautifully. Isn't he sweet? It's not like, I see a lot of guys pressing up and it doesn't look fun. It looks kind of
He
hard.
just, when he
You know what I
comes
mean?
down,
Have you
too,
seen
it's
it?
like
It looks like not comfortable.
his spine is
Yeah.
perfectly straight.
A little aggressive.
And you just,
Yeah.
you know, when he, like his spine is perfectly straight, and then he just hinges at the hips, and the only thing that's moving is his hips.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And all of it with the hands, like in this kind of adjustments are like super helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's so
And yeah, it has been like a huge
So
difference in
pretty.
practice. And when we were saying like in Toledo a few years ago,
Yeah.
and now it has been like all the work, inner work, and all this stuff. It has been like reflected in the mat like a lot
A lot.
in many ways.
Yeah, they really play well together.
Yeah. Because one I think one is a reflection of the other.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he just leaned in. Let me show you one more gal. I think Stephanie, let me see. Where you can start to lift people. And look, so as long as her arms stay straight, I'm just gonna kind of like just lift. And my knee was kind of in here.
Yeah.
Good, now exhale, go down again. Wide. And then I'm just kind of, good.
Cool.
Yeah? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You want to try? Get up here. Yeah, get up here. Why not?
I've never tried this before.
Randy will go right in.
Um,
So what do you have?
so you're just leaning forward, keep leaning.
Whoa.
Good.
Try this.
Look forward. Look this way. Good. Keep pressing up.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
But you see her work? Wow. Now, Randy, that handstand is
That's
freaking
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Super straight.
Okay, now open leg back, and then
So strong.
So straight. Coming down is easier. It's harder.
anybody else? I'm here. As long as I'm here, we might as well go for it.
It's like playtime.
It's playtime. But we're just like, you know, I'm lifting, but not that much.
But no.
Good. And then she's going to go the same way. And all I'm doing is I'm holding, see, look, Larry called it dangle. Dangle the earring. When you stopped, he would like have me demonstrate really good work. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Like if it's the same move when you jump through to seated and you pull in your bandhas and you stop in midair. You're learning how to manage with gravity, how to make friends with gravity. So gravity lets you get away with some, you know, funky moves. You get to do some cool moves. Because you bow to gravity, you understand its power.
I like to work on that too, jump throughs.
Jump throughs and jump backs and all of that. Good, Turena. You could play with each other too, but it's the same positioning with the legs, yeah? Even if someone's wobbly. But I have to take my leg over to the side so her head is, you know. Inhale. Right? Good, keep breathing. Yeah, find your spot. And then go down when you're ready.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. Nice hinge.
Right?
That's so fun.
That's so fun, she said. She's flying around. It's fun, right? You're like, what? How how'd that happen?
It is cool because it's not like a regular handstand and you're kicking into it. You know, your legs are wide, so you know it's taking a lot of strength, a lot of core strength to hinge up at your hips to get them, you know, once you reach that fulcrum, that point, you could go up. Like once you have to get me past that point. You
Well,
know?
for now, but yeah. These handstands I wouldn't do at the wall though. Okay, wide leg because there's just too much absence of control, and yeah, it's just weird. So if you're working that handstand, you know, just keep these happening, you know, and then work your handstands at the wall. And once your handstand, you can get up there with 2 legs. You can start to learn about, all right, well, if my legs are wide, where is my pelvis upside down? And then bring them together, and then take them back apart, and then go down. That's fun.
Do you know, like, can you give us any tool, like if I'm falling down in a handstand?
Yes, but don't fall.
I know, but like, you know.
Did you see me fall today?
So much
Anyone see me fall?
When we were the first week we were here, I faced
cartwheel
that
almost.
thing.
Yeah, I fell today twice.
Okay.
Is this thing gonna stay on? Feels like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. Let's see.
Mary, I didn't mean that.
Oh, like if I overkick, I
Yeah.
go, oh no, I overkicked. Exhale.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Like you don't go the other way?
No, I never go the other way because I choose not to. Come back.
Because you're so strong.
So are you. So listen, guys, really,
Look who's talking.
look, listen, guys. Can I use this hair tie? Let's see. I got this chlorine thing going on. All right. Ready? Here's how you really don't do this. Ready? Inhale. 1, 2, exhale down. That's a 2 count. She needs to do it in 4. Ready? Slow down your kick. Inhale. 1, 2, still 2. Exhale down. Now this time slow down your kick. Ready? Inhale, sip in your breath. 1, 2, better. 3. Because she's having more control now. Because she's slowing down her breath. Remember, Larry's line was the breath is the heart of the practice. That's what's going to keep it pumping. If you take a breath, you're going down. You can count on it.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because you got no control.
So
Here, isn't this confusing? I'm telling you to let go of control, and then I'm telling you to control. I'm telling you to control your breath. That's pranayama. Pranayama is a, it's not even breath control. It's prana. It's observing your prana. It's working with your energy, and your breath is working that.
your inhale is slow.
Listen to me. Came down the exhale. Good. Did you like it? And he was right there, and there was no, you know, you can't have that. If I'm like that off the mat, I'm going to be like that in the handstand. I'm going to be like that in the class. I'm going to be like that with my kids. It's like a real Shanti energy. And the handstand is a great indicator of where you're at with it all. So work your breathing in your handstand. That's why, again, work the wall. Take 3 months. Enjoy it. Like, wow, isn't this fun? I'm going to spend the next 3 months seeing if I can inhale on a 6 tempo. That's what we were doing every day for 2 hours on the mat. We were just playing. We were like, well, I wonder if I could do it in an 8. 8's hard.
Yeah. Slow breath.
Yeah. But you heard me breathe, right?
Yeah.
So Steph, come back one more time. And I might, because you won't fall this way. You won't. You'll realize, oh, my hips are misaligned. It will be that slow. You'll go, oh, my hips are misaligned. Exhale, drop your feet. Instead of, I fell. And you go, well, what happened? You stopped paying attention. That's all that happened. Does that make sense? You love that.
Done it.
That's what happens, right? It just happened because you were moving too fast. So, good. Exhale, and then inhale, slow. 4. Ugh, louder. Louder. But that's your work, babe. You got time.
Yeah.
That's your work. Go to the wall. In any given posture, if you don't hear yourself breathing and your tempo is, you hear that? You gotta change that. That's effort, that's not grace. There's a balance between effort and grace, right? And it's called ease. And it's available in any given moment in any asana.
It's funny because all the video, whenever I get into something, somebody films it, you hear Stephanie in the background saying, breathe.
When? Oh. Yeah.
It's always Stephanie in the background saying, breathe.
That's who she's saying to breathe to, herself.
Yeah.
Breathe,
exactly.
Stephanie. So you walk into the
That's
class,
what I was saying to me.
Yeah.
when you walk into the class and you're telling everybody to breathe, you're going, and you're breathing.
Yeah.
That's how you keep tempo. That's how everything works. Breath is the heart of the practice. Bandhas are the intelligence of the practice, right? They're the mind of the practice, and the drishti is the focus. And with those three key ingredients, you're golden. You really are. But it's hard to train yourself, isn't it? I was listening to Dr. Joe, real quick side note. He says, his story is that he had an accident. He was riding his bicycle, he was in a marathon, and a car hit him. And he was flown from his bike and he landed on his bum, and his spine was literally effed, okay? Like 8 of the vertebrae effed, all this stuff. He saw 4 of the best surgeons in Southern California. Everybody told him he needed the surgery. They were gonna shave down the vertebrae, put all these screws, do all this stuff. He had a little brain stuff not working. They said, you're never gonna walk and you have to wear a body cast for the rest of your life. He said, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And he started meditating. He was face down, and in 6.5 weeks he started walking. In 9.5 weeks he was training again. And he meditated on his spine. He started meditating the healing of his spine, all of the stuff, right? And he would be maybe 45 minutes into it, and his mind would go, I think I should sell my house, or I wonder if, and he would start again. He said it took 6.5 months for him to get through 3 hours without losing his focus. And he said to the spirit, to the divine energy, who he knew he was working with on this as an experiment, that if he could ever walk again, he dedicated his life to the mind-body connection. And that's our meditation teacher. Even though it's online, it's very powerful. But it's like this, like how many times in your practice, okay, you're like 3 A's in, and you're already long gone.
Yeah.
If you were Dr. Joe, you'd start again.
You could be practicing for like 12 hours.
Okay.
At first you would.
In one
Absolutely.
portion, like, okay.
At first you would, but this is it. This is the come back. Come back to the present moment. Come right back here to this breath. So these are why these tools that we've given you for Ashtanga Vinyasa, Bandhas, breath, and Drishti are so powerful, because you'll be on your mat 45 minutes before you even realize you lost it. And then what? You can be like Dr. Joe and start again, or you can just start where you are. All right, in this handstand, inhale for 6, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 2, 4, 6. This is what you hear. This is what I hear.
Why do you do it like that? Like 2, 4 instead of like 1, 2, 3? Is this just
You can
like,
do it that way.
No, I'm just like, yeah.
I'm just lazy.
I think it sounds.
I want to ask like,
It sounds more
I like
calming
that.
to do 2.
Less words.
You're so lazy.
Instead of
You
1,
are
I'm so
2,
lazy.
3, 4.
Less
True.
words.
I'm just saying.
When people give me, like sometimes if I'm in too much training and people give me too many words, I go, it's too many words.
Cut to the chase. That's it. Yeah.
Wait, did I inhale?
It's the same thing, like you'll see yourself in, let's say, Ardha Matsyendrasana, and your breath is stuck because you're twisting. Sometimes so. Is it more important to twist or to come out and breathe? That's a question you might ask yourself. My answer was always to breathe. That's why I'm kind of that kind of an instructor, right? I'm inviting you to let go of the form a little bit and to focus more on the deeper elements of breath and bandha and drishti and, you know.